Can I ask my hypothetical for y'all?
Go
Yes,
ahead.
please.
Go ahead.
All right. So we got the updated
Mhm.
NFL draft order right now.
Yeah.
They got the Jets getting the number one pick,
Mhm.
Giants number two,
Mhm.
Jags number three,
Yeah.
Dolphins at four,
Damn, the Dolphins
Cowboys
are
at five, Falcons at six, Washington is at seven, Chargers at eight, Patriots at nine, Vikings at 10. Okay. With the precedent that's been set that we'll trade a, a first round quarterback
After already, when you want to get another one.
when you want to get another, with the precedent already been set, my question is with these teams, okay, you got the Jets, they have a quarterback, first round draft pick quarterback. The
Hmm.
Giants have a first round draft pick quarterback. The Washington's in the top 10, they have a first round draft pick quarterback. What is the value of these quarterbacks that they're trying to get rid of? Is my question.
So I think you'll
that's
get.
easy. That's
I think you can get like a second for. I think somebody will probably give you a second for Darnold, just like they gave away a second for Rosen. I think you probably get a fifth for Dwayne Haskins because
wouldn't give you a pick for none of those names.
I wouldn't
None of
either.
those names. But I do
I
want to
wouldn't
point
either.
this out. Marcus is in the comments also verifying that Hakeem is lying. So it ain't me. It
We
ain't
figured
me.
it out. We
But
figured it
look,
out. It's
but look.
Madden.
Yep, there you go. That's
There
what
you
it
go.
is. It drives a whole bunch of people hurt.
But we will touch on that. But go ahead, Cannon.
But look, as far as y'all named Darnold and Haskins, if I'm a
And Daniel Jones.
and Daniel Jones, like
Dang,
if
you
I
shifted
don't, I'm
Jones.
not taking those, I'm not trading for these pieces.
I would never
I'm
trade for Daniel
what
Jones.
I would do is trade you a seventh or a sixth to have them come and be my backup quarterback. But I don't want neither one of those. I don't if I'm rebuilding or restarting and I need a quarterback, why do I want your trash? I might as well at least go and try my own and get my own brand new piece of trash and see if that works. But I don't want your failures to make it work. That can work in some situations, but I'm not gonna give you anything for it. I'm probably gonna just pick them up on free agency after you let them go because you're not gonna get anything. You're not getting nothing from Haskins.
And that's the funny thing. You let it be known, can't get nothing for Haskins, right? Because he has shown you nothing in value that you want to give up for it.
He's
Oh,
Yeah, there
that's
you
what you
go.
said.
They
That's what
know.
you said.
Yeah,
Hmm.
the last part of your statement made it true. Perfect.
So my thing is, let's say Justin Fields is the next one, and the
Mhm.
Giants keep the number two pick. What has Daniel Jones shown you in value that you want to trade for him?
That I
Because it's
want
going
to
to be,
trade for Justin Fields.
but no, because it's going to be perceived differently if Daniel Jones is on the block.
So this is your hypothetical. I see where you're going. But me,
Same for
I'm not.
Sam Darnold.
And that's why I said I'm not going for neither three. That's
That's
me.
why I
But
said
I
you probably
do.
get a second for Darnold, even though
But
he
I
ain't worth
do
it.
believe if it wasn't me that, like AJ said, you can get a second for Donald just because they're gonna feel like,
He has the talent.
yeah.
He
But
was with Adam Gates. He just hasn't tapped into it. That's what they're
I've
gonna
been
say. They gonna
using.
give
I
him. They
always
gonna give him a
say
chance.
I use the eye test and I haven't seen it. I look at just the basic things. Do you just drop back on a three-step drop and then you let it fly when you're supposed to? These are the small things. Your ball placement. We talked about that last week. I don't give a damn who your receiver is. If you're throwing it behind them, yes, Megatron could get that. But then now I gotta have Megatron. So if I don't have Megatron, there's no point in me going to get Sam Darnold. I haven't seen the small things that I want from a quarterback. And I feel like if I haven't seen the small things, then guess what? I can go out and just take my chances with whoever is a free agent. If I'm that bad at quarterback, I can just go with whoever's going to be the free agent that year that nobody wants and just say, I'm going with the journeyman or I'm going with a rookie that I pick up on my own. But I'm not picking up reused trash. I'm not
Look,
doing
man. I'm gonna give it to you like this. If they want you to try and succeed, they're gonna do
Yeah,
everything they can, and they're gonna give you as many chances as they want. Like Tim Tebow got how many chances? You see what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
it was like everybody said, "Oh, we can fix him. We can fix him. We'll fix his throwing motion. We'll do this. We'll do that. We'll let him play quarterback." But Lamar Jackson, they didn't want you to play quarterback from the moment you stepped in the league. Remember, they was, hey, he should be a wide receiver. He didn't even play an NFL down yet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like if they want you to succeed, they're going to give you a shot, and that's why I think Sam Darnold is going to get a chance. Somebody's going to give up some capital for Sam Darnold.
I agree.
I didn't. When the Giants drafted Daniel Jones, we all looked at each other like, "What the fuck? Y'all serious?"
Mhm.
Daniel Jones.
Giants fans that we knew were upset. They were not happy with that pick.
And so
And
that's
they got sold. They got sold because he just looked better than Eli, but that wasn't hard to do at that time.
And it wasn't hard to do. I was about to say at that time, it's not hard to look better than Eli.
Yeah.
But when you put him on the field, that motherfucker looked like Eli, but he can run. He was like Eli who can run. You see what I'm saying? So and then it's just like what we talk about with Dwayne Haskins. It's like, I mean,
but you know what the funny thing about Danny is? Danny, he put some good stuff on tape, but it's just not consistent. And it's like I said, I don't want that type of guy coming in. I don't want to have to deal with that type of guy. That's kind of what the Vikings got tricked into. And now they have that type of guy. That guy who can do it sometimes, but not most of the time. And if you're going to pay a guy to be a franchise guy or trade him a second round pick, then I need a guy that can do it most of the time. I'm sorry. And so I'd rather not pay anything, which is why I'd rather get a journeyman who nobody else wants, who got a chip on his shoulder, or a rookie who I'm not paying nothing for.
But here's my thing. It's what they always get tricked in. Because guess what? Mitchell Trubisky put some good film on tape. Mitchell Trubisky has made some good throws. But then you actually like I can't see how you watch all of his tape and be like, okay, yeah. And then you look at Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold on tape, he can make some good throws, but he will also make some terrible decisions.
Yeah.
Josh Allen. Oh, he has all the talent, but he had a 50% completion percentage at Wyoming. Like, come on now. Like I said before, if they want you to succeed, if you look the part, if you 6'4" and got a rocket arm, or if you look like, oh, he's a cerebral quarterback, and you fit the mold of that, drop back passer that the NFL was loving for a while, but now it's
love it too. I love a drop back passer. It's passer, man.
But this is when you pay your coaches, man. Like, this is when your coaches should be able to fix some of these issues that some of these issues are. Like, you should be able to fix something. Like, okay,
you said it.
Do I feel that Sam Darnold can go somewhere else and succeed? Yeah, I do feel that way. I feel that he's been set up. Nate, who's his weapons?
No, 100%. And once again, like I said, he with Gates, man. Get him away from Gates. Look, hey, Kyle Shanahan. Kyle Shanahan, go get Darnold. See what you can do with him out in California.
So I can feel that if somebody feel that, you know what, we give.
I would like that, AJ.
I'm dead ass.
I know. I'm with you.
Daniel Jones, that like you said, he do show some flashes.
He does.
He got it there,
but it's not enough, bro.
But then he show you some things like, God damn it, who did you see?
And that and Hill, we talk about this a lot with sitting those first round draft pick quarterbacks, and that's one of the reasons why I say, hey, sometimes you need to sit their ass. They got the talent, but you need to sit them there and let them work out those negative plays. Let them work through those negative plays. And that's what I'm talking about. You need to sit them down, let them work through those negative plays and be like, okay, good. Now I've learned it in practice. I've seen it and I've built up the repetition. So now it's become second nature that when I'm in the game, I don't make that mistake. Because that's why I thought, Joe Burrow, I was like, to me, it's no question. Once Joe Burrow started doing good in October, I was like, I don't want Tua. I was like, I don't want anything to do with Tua because he looks like he's ready right now. He's, he doesn't make the mistakes. He has the good ball placement. I felt Tua needed time. I felt like Joe Burrow was like ready right now.
Everybody not built to come to Bengals. I'm gonna tell you that.
To answer your question, Sean, who was the guy that the Giants were supposed to pick instead of Jones. We just wanted
you could have picked a offensive player, offensive
You
lineman.
didn't have to go quarterback.
You didn't.
They could have waited for their second pick they had in the first round to get Daniel Jones, and
You could have waited. You could have waited until the second round to get Daniel Jones.
And then he'd be viewed very differently if he wasn't the 6th overall pick.
And it goes back to my point, right? When I say people are putting too much, right? When you know you don't have your for sure guy, don't be fooled into reaching for quarterbacks, which is what the Giants did. They let these Mel Kiper and them tell them that Daniel Jones was the guy. And you got to be able to look at the eye test and say, listen, if I couldn't get the guy that I wanted, then I'm willing to go journeyman this year, because a journeyman is a veteran journeyman quarterback this year can do me better than a rookie who I ain't sold on, who don't have everything that he needs. And I ain't got the time for it in a win now era that we live in. So it's like,
I'm Sean, I'm gonna read you off some names that aren't quarterbacks that went directly after Daniel Jones.
It was
TJ Hawkinson went 8 to Detroit. Devin Bush went 10. Jonah Williams went 11. You had Brian Burns, he went 17. You could have went looked like Noah Fant. And then look, whatchamacallit, Drew Lock went in the second. I mean, he looked good, but guess what? They ended up getting Noah Fant, who looked like something, for Drew Lock.
But at the time,
what's the difference between Daniel Jones and Drew Lock?
You could have got Bridgewater. You see what I'm saying? It's like everybody wants to fall in love with that. You could have made the Bridgewater move last season. When the Saints got him for cheap. But it's like everybody, like you said, AJ, this is to your point, AJ. You said if you fit the mold, they'll make sure you get that opportunity. But you gotta be. We talked about decision making as a quarterback. We want to see in our quarterback. We want to see that in the leaders of our organization too. Don't just fall for the media trap and believe in what they're saying. Go and get somebody. You could have went and got Teddy Bridgewater for a middle of the road deal and have your team looking like something while you look for your quarterback of the future.
And for me personally, if I was running an organization, I wouldn't let my scouts go to these schools and talk to these other scouts, because they start talking to each other and they start thinking alike and they start saying, you know what? I do like him.
But you can't prevent that. You can't prevent that from happening.
Hey, I'm gonna be like, look, hey, bro.
They gotta go to the game.
Hey, my scouts, no, they're gonna go to the game, but y'all gonna social distance from all these other scouts. Y'all ain't finna be sitting next to them, and you ain't gonna come back and tell me that Daniel Jones looks like the next franchise quarterback of the New York Football Giants. Hell no, your ass is gone if you do that. Because that's what I'm saying. I want you to look. I want you to be honest. And to me, like we said when we first started this podcast, bro. Look, the best way to have a successful quarterback is to have successful pieces around him. So if you feel like this guy may not be the most talented quarterback, but he has flashes, you know what? Let me look at this draft and let's see what else I can assess in this draft that I can start building pieces around my team. Because guess what? If you have an offensive line, you can have a below average quarterback and he will still look like something because he has time and he can get to the ball to his weapons. He don't have to, make those snap decisions. If he can't necessarily read the field in 2.5 seconds to get the ball out, you build a good offensive line around him. You get him that extra 0.5 seconds where he can actually go through his reads. You can get him out there. Or you can get him a run game.
You do like Bill Walsh did, and you put him into the West Coast offense. And it's like no one wants to run that anymore. It is get the ball out quick to your playmakers. Slants, flare pass. What happened to the flare pass in the NFL? It's completely extinct, right? The flare pass is completely extinct. And I'm trying to tell you, just imagine Teddy throwing that to McCaffrey. I know McCaffrey's injured, but it's like,
be back Sunday.
Just quick, just get it to him. You feel me? And it's like if Daniel Jones could just get it to somebody, like at the beginning of the year when Saquon was healthy, they were not calling any screens. They damn sure weren't calling any flares, and we barely see running backs run wheel routes anymore. We don't see none of that, man. We see
Jason Garrett issue right there.
But hey, it is what it is. So it's like you see the basic stuff. You see that one play where Saquon blocks and then he goes up the middle and then just turns around. That's the one check down that everybody in the NFL does now. It's like it used to be a bunch of running.
That was my biggest issue with Zach Taylor the first couple games. I'm like, bro, why don't I have anyone right here just as an outlet, because he's getting his ass kicked. But I think, and that's one thing that we always say, coaches want to look like geniuses and coaches want to look like I made this guy. No, you about to get fired because you trying to look like a genius. If I'm building a team, I'm doing everything that I can to be like, look, when I get this motherfucker in here, I need to make sure it's right. And so I think that and especially when coaches get the quarterback, it's almost like they stop trying. Like they just start relying on the quarterback. And we've seen it so many times where it's like you feel like you have the quarterback, and it's like it almost looks like you just stop trying. Like Aaron Rodgers, they just haven't drafted a first round wide receiver ever. Deshaun Watson, it was like, what are y'all giving him? Like, and then y'all taking away New. And then, like, what are y'all doing down there? And it's just like I don't understand when it looks like you got your guy. It's almost like they just give up.
Doing things you can't believe. It's the 3-man week. We come at you with topics. No, you cannot stop